You know, our society is changing so fast and in so many different ways, it's sometimes difficult for any of us to keep up with it. One of the ways I think most of us notice it, though, is how we feel about ourselves through psychoanalysis or psychology and self-help books. And one way we've shown you several times on Montage, and that is the cosmetic way to feel better and look better about yourself. We've talked about plastic surgery. Tonight we're going to talk about making yourself up, not just for women, which has classically been the gender that did that, but for men. And with me to talk about that is George Masters, whom I guess, George, from everybody I talk to, you're considered about the #1 person in the world for making people look better.
Sounds pretty good.
You'll accept that.
Yeah, I'll accept that.
How do you look upon makeup, making people up?
Well, I think it can help anyone really look a lot better if they know how to do it properly.
Do you think false vanity should come in? Some people say, well, you shouldn't look better. Yeah.
Well, I think it's great. You know, even if you're sick and you look good, you'll feel better. So I think it really is important.
Well, certainly it is becoming more widespread almost by the day, isn't it?
Oh, God, yeah. I'd say about 90% of women use it.
Hair coloring, makeup,
hair coloring,
all
makeup,
kinds.
sure. Sometimes badly, but they use it.
Yeah. How about men? What would you say?
I think they're getting more into it, you know, especially with the hair. And once they get to know how to cover dark circles and little things like that, they'll accept it.
Now, I'm the guinea pig for this evening, and you may have noticed, maybe you haven't, my hair is a different color than it usually is. We have already tinted my hair, I guess is the word.
Yeah.
Is that what we did?
Well, what we did, first we wrapped your hair with a little bit of foil to save some of the gray that was already in it.
I was about half gray.
Yeah, you were about half gray. So we saved some of that. And then Michael, who's the head colorist at Jordan Marsh.
Michael Deal.
Yeah, he put a color all through your hair. I think he left on 20 minutes or something.
Right.
And then washed that out. So when he washed that out, you had some of the gray still left in there, and then your own natural color came back.
So now I'm about, what, 20% gray?
About. And then we had Elizabeth cut your hair and change the shape of your head, which made it more round in the back, which you needed. It was too flat.
Elizabeth Macis, who was also...
Well, you're very good at last names. My last name.
Well, yeah.
I'm not too good at that.
She trimmed it, shaped it.
She shaped it and then blew it, so you'd have a better profile.
Now, as we're seeing now what they both did to my hair, one can always ask the question, but that's so laborious, I couldn't possibly do that to myself every day.
Well, it'd be pretty difficult.
Yeah. So you have to get it to where it's a little more manageable for yourself.
Well, you have to go and have it done once in a while, and then in between do your own little pickup thing.
Right.
You know?
Now, with the new hair color and the different shape, and by the way, at the end of the show, we're going to show you how I look before that, before everything, so you'll get to see before and after. Now we're going to talk about makeup. Now, right now, I have no makeup on whatsoever. I'm like you would see me if you saw me on the street. And
right. So what we're going to do is just put a little bit on to show what it can do.
Okay.
All right.
We'll begin, and you can watch what George Masters is going to do.
First, I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see you.
Okay.
That's number. Well, there you are.
Oh, there I am.
There you are. All right. And a little moisturizer, which is going to go on under your eyes. And if you use a cream foundation, you don't really have to use a moisturizer all over your face.
Now, you're going to be making me up for television, which would be more.
It's going to be a little more, yeah. But if you were going out at night, you could wear about 1/8 of this.
Now, you do realize that most men do have a resistance to wearing makeup, though, for street.
Well, I would say so, yes.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is putting a little foundation on. This is just to smooth you out a bit. And I'm applying it with a sponge. Now, this, the normal guy, I don't think would do, but they can use a little bronzing or a little blusher, which we'll get into.
Now, how would you describe my complexion as it was naturally?
I think your coloring is really good.
Really?
Yeah, I like it. You're a little ruddy, which gives you color, so you don't look pale. This is going to even you out a little bit.
Now, why can't someone look the same on television without makeup as they do as you would see them in person? What does television do to people?
Well, usually the newsmen especially, they use the wrong colors, and they put their hands up to their face, and their hands are one color and their faces turn green. So that's one thing.
But why don't we look just the same on television? What does the lens and the camera do to us that changes?
I think it turns the personality different, too. That has a lot to do with it, the way you project.
I would think of you first, Ann-Margret comes to my mind when I think of George Masters.
Right.
The transformation. Is that a fair way to say that you're...
Well, I used to work with a lot of movie stars, and now, because I have other interests, Ann-Margret I do exclusively because she works so darn much. I can't do anybody else. So I just do all of her television shows, her movies, and all her still shots. Now I'm adding a little bit of color onto your face in the proper places, which is basically down through here. And this is for women also. They can use their rouge through here, never up through here.
What are you trying to accentuate on the face?
Just nothing, just to give you color.
Okay.
And what we're going to do next is hide a little bit of your circles, which is better to put on with a brush, and then you pat it. So this kind of takes away any tired look you may have.
Now, it seems to me it's pretty hard not to have some circles. I notice people even much younger than I am seem to have circles.
I think it's hereditary.
Really?
Yep. And it does make you look tired. So this you can get away with really at night. This is for a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Really does help a lot, though, not to look tired. So any place you're discolored, you put a little bit of concealer on, it really helps.
Right.
Also now, in your case, I'm going to use a little right here on your...
My mustache tends to show, because no matter how closely I shave,
It's true.
I can't get all of it.
But guys can do this after work if they have a 5 o'clock shadow. Throw this on.
I still feel, though, people would look a little askance at a guy who went out even in the evening with makeup. But I guess the trick is to have makeup that you don't know is there.
Yeah, and also be careful how you're doing it. I mean, what I'm doing to you is a little more than normal.
Well, of course, but it's going to show normal, hopefully on television, which...
That depends on their sets also.
Tends to accentuate things.
Now we're going to powder a little bit. And
Now, you're doing this very quickly. I think of hours of makeup for people in the movies and so forth. What are you doing that's so much quicker?
Well, I'm very fast, number one. And number two, we don't have that much time. To be honest. So.
There you go.
But like working, say, with Ann-Margret, it takes me usually about an hour, which is still pretty quick.
Well, it seems that she looked like a different person and has since you started making her up. Was that after her accident she needed more makeup than normal?
She doesn't need more makeup. No. She's growing older, and she looks better, I think, as she gets older.
A beautiful woman, no question about that.
Some people age well, and she's one of them. Now, let me look in the monitor. Where are you?
Right there. I'll stay this way.
All right. Now, that's your basic makeup. Now, if you wanted to get fancy, we could put on eyelashes, but I think that's enough.
George, I don't think I could do
Let's flash back and see the other ones.
Right. Now, we're going to show you how I looked at the beginning with my 50% gray hair.
Yeah, look at that.
And I'm going to look to myself and see.
That looks really good.
Tell me when I look back, and I'll turn back.
You have just lost about 10 years. Look, that's incredible.
Well, yeah. Now, that was about an hour ago.
Right.
The picture you're seeing on the left was me about an hour ago. And I think also it's very quick. Normally your makeup has a few minutes to settle in, and this is still early.
Boy, you sure look good. Incredible.
I do look different.
Yeah, you sure do.
To see. I have not lost weight, but it sure looks like it, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible. That's great. See, it shows.
It's a classic demonstration of what makeup can do. Where do you think we're going with makeup? More men are going to be using it?
Hopefully. Otherwise, I wouldn't have a job.
Well, I'm trying to get through the barrier. I think people still have that resistance. And
Yeah,
I'm
they
not
do.
sure why. Why shouldn't a man want to look better?
It's not macho, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think they cheat and they go in the closet or whatever and do it.
Yeah.
Or they try to. At least they probably read things and play around when they're alone.
Yeah. Do you see more women wanting more makeup? Are they more
It's
interested
not
in
more.
makeup?
They should know how to do it properly. That's the difference.
What does the average woman do wrong in makeup?
It can start from their skin analysis, really. If they have oily skin and they're using the wrong products, they damage their face 10 times more. So they have to know how to analyze.
I seem to see an awful lot of abuse of green eyeshadow, which is just
Overdone,
Yeah.
where you just see eyelids coming at you.
Yeah.
That's, again, poor education. They don't know how to see themselves also.
Well, what's your basic message to women with makeup?
Try harder.
Think about
read
what they're
more.
doing.
Yeah, read more. And just, if it does not make sense, don't do it. That's really what it amounts to.
And of course, you're available for consultation for
Yeah.
a fee at Jordan Marsh
Sure.
if they want to see George Masters
Right,
in person.
another week.
Okay. George, thanks very
Thank
much.
you.
We'll,
You look great. I can't
thank
believe
you.
it.
Thank you. I can't wait to get to a mirror to see how I really look. That was me about 2 weeks ago, and now here I am reasonably back to normal. You make up your mind which is better. We'll be right back.